I've always wanted to film. Another person we'll be filming with is this guy by the name of Sapresa Sitol, and he's in South Africa. And I've always wanted to film with him for like 5 years. I've wanted to film with him, and he finally said yes. So we're going to come out here and do some stuff with him, and then along the way, there's I'll talk. I think the next update, I'll tell you how I decide who I'm going to film with. So there's another person in South Africa that I just discovered that I'm going to film with. So I'll explain how that kind of works. I was always disappointed I never got to film in South America for any of the movies, so I knew we had to go there. I knew it's time to get to South America. So we're going to go to Brazil, and that's the first trip that we have planned, is to Brazil. And again, I'll explain kind of who we're going to see and how I hear about them next time. India has always been a staple for my movies. Not because I love going to India. That is actually not the case. My wife likes going to India. I'm not a big fan of actually going there. My team always gets sick every time we go to India. But this time I felt the Holy Spirit was telling us to do something really crazy. So we're going to try something really crazy. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want anybody else to get wind of it who maybe doesn't want us to come. So just trust me. What we're going to do is going to be kind of nuts. A friend of mine, actually Majid El Shafi, called me up a couple of months ago and wanted me to go to Pakistan with him. And my first thought was, no way am I going to Pakistan with you. I'd really like to continue living my life. But he kind of talked me into it, and said, no, let's go. We'll meet some amazing people and find the people who are killing the Christians and have a cup of tea with them. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. But I said yes. And since then, it's the one place that I've had just restlessness about in my spirit. And so this is another thing I just wanted to point out. Sometimes things sound like a really, really good idea. As a filmmaker, it was like, gosh, this would be amazing if we go to Pakistan, to kind of the heart of like the Muslim extremists, and gosh, it's like, this is perfect, because I needed something with Muslims, because the Lord told me to go and introduce the Holy Spirit to different religions, and so I thought that, well, this must be it. I didn't feel anything about the Holy Spirit kind of rising up in me and saying, yes, I definitely want you to go here. So I was losing sleep over this, and it just didn't feel, of all the places, it just didn't feel like this is where I was supposed to go. And then I was with a friend of mine, Darren Davis, down in Miami. I was speaking at his church, and he started telling me about this friend of his in Turkey. And as he told me this, it's like, man, the Holy Spirit just rose up inside of me, and I knew I had to go film this person. I had to go to Turkey, and he's a big-time ministry like to Muslims and stuff. So as soon as that happened, then I kind of realized, I'm like, okay, I kind of made a mistake on this one. I wasn't listening. And so while I think Pakistan would probably be an amazing place to go, it would probably be really good in the movie, it just dawned, it showed me that it's for this film at least, it's not what the Lord wants. So, so that's one example of where it's like I said yes before I probably should have. And then another place we're going is, it's interesting. This is, again, how sometimes some of these things happen. I had this weird sense about Salt Lake City. And just want to go hang out with some Mormons and just love on them. And, but I didn't know, like, why or what to do or even, like, who to take. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to go to Salt Lake City. So I was with my friend, Jamie Galloway, who lives in Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia. He has a church out there. And I was just hanging out with him, and I was talking to him about, what the Holy Spirit was showing me, and this is real early stages of this movie. And I said, one place I was thinking about was Salt Lake City, and he just like looks at me, he's like, what did you say? And I was like, Salt Lake City. And he said that night he had a dream that he was with me in Salt Lake City, like ministering to people or something like that. And so I was like, oh, dude, here we go. So that's an example of, like, if even finding out not just where I'm going, but who I'm supposed to take with me. And so that became really pretty clear to take him. So that's kind of how I just figure these things out. I mean, a lot of it's just people. Some of it's just impressions, you know. Some of it is just the Holy Spirit speaking directly to me. Somebody telling me a story about a place, and like I have to go there. Some of it's just places I've always wanted to go. So it's really, you know, some of them I just think up, like Brazil, for instance. I want to go to South America because we need to see what's going on down there. But you know, and then it's just a matter of waiting for the Holy Spirit to kind of give me the green light and the go ahead. So a lot of the ways that He does that is by bringing people into my life and by highlighting people to me. And so the next update, I'm going to explain to you how I find all of these people who I'm going to film. And so until then, have a great day.